involved in a plane crash. I lost my mum, my dad and my brother. So not only was I sort of dealing with the loss of my family, but I suddenly had life-changing scars. And to wake up in hospital, you know, almost 6 weeks later, post-accident, to sort of realise everything has changed. The essence of me was still there, but it was getting lost now. It was getting suppressed by, you know, society's version of beautiful, children calling me names or just being bullied, and things changed. Psychological help, I didn't get any, and I think that's it's quite sad actually, because, you know, we do need that. We do need some sort of psychological and emotional support, and especially for a child. Fundamental, I think, for my story. When I was growing up, I really felt God took my beauty just based on how I look. But I now know he was making me work from the inside out to appreciate who I am. And it is not the external, it is the internal light that radiates. I've always been a very active mind person, you know, telling myself stories inside and then kind of changing the negative into positives, or trying to. I mean, there's been lots of different factors that have helped me. And I met a Pilates instructor, and that's where my journey of Pilates has come from. And
I noticed you started smiling as soon as you mentioned Pilates.
I know, it's so natural. But like for me, I think Pilates, because you're working from the inside out, you know, for anyone, I started to feel good, I started to feel strong. I sort of was coming out of the depression stage, which I didn't even know I was in depression. Because often or not, we don't know we are, you know, because when you start feeling low, you start questioning things. But yeah, so then when I started the Pilates journey, my body shape started to change, my confidence started to get, you started to notice it was getting a bit better. And self-acceptance is the biggest thing. I think it's so easy to be caught up in the grand scheme of everything going around you. But if you accept who you are, and you know who you are, nothing can alter you. You know, nothing can sort of come in and shake your foundations. Be kind to yourself. Because we are so hard on ourselves as human beings. We've got this big, we're up there, and then you've got this pressure of getting up there. But we don't enjoy the little journey, the steps, these emotions and everything. But if we're kind, that pressure goes, and you enjoy it. And that's what I started to do, and that's when my journey of self-love started. It's just, you know, the journey to yourself, I'll always say this, the journey to yourself is the most craziest ride of your life. It's like a roller coaster, right? There are highs, there are lows, there are ugly moments, there are sad moments, there are like joyous moments, there's every moment. But when you are going through it, it's the best feeling in the whole world. It's a growing journey. Don't be caught up in a situation that happened in the past and live in it. I've done that myself. For example, if I've done something bad, I've painted myself to be a bad person, but just a situation wasn't good doesn't mean I'm a bad person. I get lots of messages on a daily basis where, you know, they may have read one of my articles or seen something and they go, wow, you've actually made me want to live today. I cannot even imagine what impact that might have had on them, or where they were before in that mind space, to want to live. That to me is huge.
And when you think about how differently things could have been when when that plane crash happened, it actually, you know, I'm getting hairs on my arms and just thinking about how God had a purpose for you. You survived that plane crash, and today you're saving lives. When people hear your story, I'm feeling very emotional. When people hear your story and you're telling me that they want to live because of all that you have been through.
I think so it's huge. You know, I think, like, for me, when I was growing up, when people say, wow, you're so blessed to have survived, and I couldn't understand that. I said, how can you say that when I've lost everything? But it's as I've grown up and I know that there's a greater reason of why I've survived. You know, I cannot live a mundane life now. To know that I've survived for a particular reason. And my reason is I need to share my story on a global scale. Not because I want people to hear my story, but I want them to get hope. I want them to feel hope that they too can get through something that might seem really tough.
Tell them.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, look, my story, you know, is about survival, but I just want you to know that there is hope out there. And I feel There's days when you want to give up, but just know you have a purpose. Find your purpose, find your role of why you're here, and share that, because this world needs someone like you. It really does. We all are part of this bigger plan. You know, I'm just a speck in this ocean, and there's millions of other specks, and we all come together. And for me, my love of humanity is why I am here.
And for that, although it seems so small and insignificant, I'm going to give you my jog on badge.
Thank you. I'm going to wear this with pride.
Because, I mean, the word jog on, it just means, you know, that you've overcome so much and you just keep going. And even when you find yourself slipping back down the staircase, you give it another go, step by step. I really feel you deserve this. It's just such a small thing, but
it's not, it's big.
It's a token of, you know, how I value you and how you're such an amazing, beautiful person. And I'd love you to have this.
Thank you. I'll be so honoured. Oh, that's so beautiful. Jog on.
So please, if you want to know more about Tulsi's journey, go to her website, which is
www.tulsivagjiani.com.
And thank you for watching, and please share her story, because you may just save a life today if someone hears about Tulsi's journey and it inspires them to live.
Thank you.